Listen to this right here. This is where we're getting into the psyops of American women. Somebody said this yesterday on the Ask Coach Greg Adams channel. And he said, well, I had a girlfriend, but guess what was happening? I would come home and she would be saying some weird stuff. And then he's like, she'd be saying like, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I should make $200,000 a year for all of these things that I'm doing. Unpaid labor, emotional labor, all of these things that you hear about relationships where the women are trying to keep a partnership so they don't have to do all of this free unpaid labor. They're carrying the emotional labor of the family and he does nothing. He just works and comes home. Well, you can have a girl in the marriage will, a wife. And because the world is in her hand, you don't realize that your woman is your house is being infiltrated by a spirit. The spirit is from Satan. The spirit is from Jezebel and Lilith. And the world will be telling her, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve taller. You deserve more. And you're at home minding your own business, bringing home your $50,000 a year. And the world's telling her, don't make him a plate. Stop making him a sandwich. Make him do his work. Make him do the dishes before you give him a blowjob. That's what the world's telling them. That's what the phone's telling them. That's what her family's telling them. That's what her single friends are telling them. That's what Facebook is telling them. That's what's telling them that. Now, this is going to continue. One thing that I have to always tell you, the first ask is not the last ask. Things don't move in relationship to the dynamics between men and women without a continuing pestering and annoyance till they get what they want. Just because they ask for it and you say no doesn't mean they're not going to try to keep asking you for it. That is what we call basically she's just trying to chip away, annoy you enough for you to say, all right, this is the same thing that happened with the vote for women. That was a 100-year fight before they got it. It was at least a 75-year fight before they got it. And they just annoyed people until people said, shut the fuck up. Here's the vote. Now, the vote wasn't even a fair vote. Like, they were given the right to vote and didn't even have to register for selective services. Like, I mean, completely a L for American history. Like, come on. Okay, the reason why men have a right to vote is because we get to go to war. And sometimes we get to get drafted in the war. That's why we get the vote. They got the vote and didn't even have to do that. Oh, we're still women. Okay, wait. This is terrible. Now, this particular issue comes up because this came up even when I was married. Even when I was married, this came up. That wives, stay-at-home wives, which is only 20-something% of wives are stay-at-home moms. Stay-at-home moms would be paid $200,000 a year plus bonuses in 2024. Now, this came up when I was married in 2005. I started hearing this feminist bullshit then. You would have thought it went away because basic math. Well, WNBA players still think they should make just as much as NBA players and get a bigger portion of the pie, despite the fact that the league makes no money. It is supported by the NBA, and they take a loss. They've already lost damn near $50 million at this point, but they still want to get paid equal or more, and they're losing money as a group. Now, you would have think this would have made sense if you would have said, okay, well, who pays the $200K? The husband. Who pays the $200K? You think this argument would have got put out, but no, that's not how feminism works. That's not how women work. That's not how your wife works. That's not how girlfriends work. They continue to pester you until you say, oh, fuck it. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to have to figure out a way to pay it. Just like the NBA, WNBA. Okay, we'll pay the players more. We'll just take less money. We'll just take a loss. This is how socialist works. The companies need to pay us more money. They make more money. The CEO making, so I should make. Then we just say basically, okay, I guess we'll eat into the profits. Same thing as let's make the minimum wage $20 an hour in California. Then the restaurant closes. Well, they got the money. So that's how people work. They got the money. So people we give it to the lame, the goofy, the low skilled people. We give it to the losers. And then we try to figure out how to pay it. So then we got to tax everybody. My question is, number one, who pays the $200K? Okay, that's my question. If this was supposed to happen and we're going to implement this based on this particular reasoning and logic, who the fuck pays the $200K? The husband don't even make $200K. Most husbands do not make $200K. Now I got a wife at home that makes $200K and I make $75. What the hell is going on here? Like, how?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Okay, let's take it back. Let's say they say the government incentivizes women to stay home and raise their kids instead of dumping them in a wasteland daycare. So now the women are not going to say, we'll be married because we're going to make $200K. Breaking graham crackers and making and feeding the dog and cutting apples, taking your kid to Bob for apple dapples, cutting dino chicken nuggets in the stars, making Pop-Tarts. Right? All right. Let's see which women can make the best, can break the graham crackers down the line the most. You get more money. Look at them graham crackers. Let's write down the goddamn dotted line. All right, is this what we're doing? Yes, this is what we're doing. The government's going to pay and incentivize women to stay home and raise their children and break graham crackers. All right, so they're going to pay them a portion of this. They're going to supplement this right here. Making tombstone pizzas and apple juice. This woman says, our society would literally collapse without this unpaid labor. So in other words, slavery. Because we're taking advantage of women, stay-at-home moms, there's not many stay-at-home moms. There's not many. I mean, most women work. 70% of women work. So there's not many stay-at-home moms. But in general, even if the woman is not stay at home, when she comes home and has the duty and responsibilities, this is called slavery. Unpaid labor, slavery. Women are slaves. As if it wasn't their responsibility and choice to have the children. Like they sitting around with their peace leave just going like this all day. Farting in the wind. Sitting around bleeding, and then somebody came and a guy came over with a club. Bam! Knocked her ass out, drug her by the ankles or ponytail to a hut, skeeted in her guts, said, you're going to have my baby, protected her from the saber-toothed tiger, the woolly mammoth, wolves, coyotes, snakes, and then she had the baby against her will, and then forced her into unpaid labor. I mean, took her on a boat, went across the transatlantic slave route, dropped her ass off. It was like, you're going to have all my babies for free. Chained her to the bed, prevented her from learning how to read, didn't let her pay for a drum. No drums. Don't play the drum. We'll cut your hand off. Unpaid labor. Now, this is what we're dealing with. So it sounds ridiculous to us. But this is how women get, this is how we get a collapse of our relationship in our society. They're blaming men for not getting married. However, the woman looks at what she's doing as unpaid labor. So when you get married to her, you got to listen to this because a couple TikTok videos came across her screen this evening. Right? So now your marriage is compromised. And now you're sitting up here in the divorce attorney's office because she done flipped out and became a feminist. She's been infected and infested by the ways of the world and Satan. The serpent has given her the apple and she's eating from the tree of knowledge. And she thinks she has knowledge, but she doesn't have a clue. So we come up with this. Let's let this foghorn, leghorn, Colonel Sanders looking ninja, probably a fake false prophet and false teacher of the church, come up with some bullshit that we can't even figure out how it can be accomplished. Let's go.
Every year, I check salary.com to see what it would cost to replace her duties in the home. You can't replace her, but her duties. Are you ready for this? This is the short summary. This past year, a stay-at-home mom would earn more than $200,000 annually. And then there's bonuses put on that if you check other boxes in this. Every year, I check salary.com to see what it would cost to replace her duties in the home. You can't replace her, but her duties. Are you ready for this? This is the short summary.
You notice how he said you can't replace her, because that's what the fuck I would do. You're fired. Right? You notice how he said, well, you can't replace her. Yes, the fuck I can. $200K and you can't break graham crackers down the line. You're fired. That's what Six the Goddess was saying. That's what Six the Goddess was saying. You're replaceable. Oh, well, you can't replace her. Yes, I can. You're fired. I'm getting a new mama. Rosalinda, you're up. Let's go. $200K, this bitch, lazy, sloppy blowjob. All right, she can't even warm up goddamn noodles and oodles of noodles and Chef Boyardee. I can replace you. If I give you a job, I can fire you. Oh, you can't do that? Well, okay. All right. Let's look up what this clown talking about in terms of the duties, and then we'll break it down here. All right. Anybody that get a job that's worth $200K, I can fire your ass. Okay, with the quickness. All right, 3 months in, your probationary period has ended. You're fired. I need that sound effect. I need that sound effect. There, look, a huge debate. No, it's not. It's a psyops going on. There's not a huge debate. This is a dumb debate. This don't even make no sense. It's a psyops. This is Satan's infiltration into the woman's mind. This don't even make no sense economically. Nobody can afford to do this shit. All right, so here we go right here. What is the $200K for? Look, there she is right there. Stay-at-home mom or $200K a year. Okay, this is not even here. Let me go back. Let me go back right here. Let's go back here. What does the salary include? I've done this show before, but your economic value is over $200K. The methodology starts off stupid. Unpaid labor. Okay, salary for, here we go right here. Stay-at-home mom salary part 1. Overtime nanny and night nurse. Bruh. What? I found nanny salary by state via ZipRecruiter. It estimated a median $31,000 a year. This assumes 5 working days a week. I divided this by 5 and then multiplied it by 5 plus 2 times 1.5 in parentheses to account for overtime pay on the weekends to arrive at a salary at $49,894 for a stay-at-home mom to work 7 days a week for a year. You see this math? What kind of math is this, fam? What kind of math is this, fam? Night nurse. The average of night nurse makes $24 an hour. At 12 hours a night, that's $288 a night. For a full year, 365 days, the night nurse could charge a $105,120. And so for a quarter year, the night nurse portion of the salary, $26,280 for a quarter year. Oh, not only that, they're the CFO accountant of the household. So what did I do? I looked up, it says right here, you're the CFO. But let's be fair, most CFOs are managing budgets in the millions, not the 5 and 6 figures. So I looked up the salary of an accountant instead. Oh, okay. Okay. ZipRecruiter, once again, has a source for an average accountant salary by state using the median. I came up with, of course you did, you came up with $51,853. Teacher. Not all stay-at-home moms homeschool their kids, but many of them are very involved in their child's education, going to the point of tutoring. This is your own child you're talking about. That would be like me charging for babysitting when the mom runs the Target. All right, but you're going to teach, tutor, help your kid with homework. Well, it says right here, I took the entry-level salary for teaching by state, the median, $38,098 for the year. Private chef and home keeper. Private chef. All right, multiply that by 279 hours a year. You get, for breaking graham crackers, $6,000 for breaking graham crackers. And then we also have Rosalinda, housekeeper, $6,000 a year. I put it all together. Putting it all together. Who gonna pay for this? They just making this shit up as they go. All right. So adding it all up, here we go. Right here, I got $49,000 for the nanny, $26,000 for the night duty nurse, night duty accountant, $51K. Yep, I'll take all that. I'm doing big math over there. All right, teacher, $38K. Private chef, $6,000. Now, homekeeper, $6,000. Also, totally employed. If I took all of those jobs, I'd be making $179,481. Yep, that sounds about right. Yes, indeed. That sounds about right. Yep, and I made a little chart. One woman doing all this shit. She's superwoman, huh? Multiply by what? 1.153 equals what? 206,941 is the average economic value generated by a stay-at-home mom's role in any given year. Are you serious, man? This is my analysis. So look, let's look at it. This is where the guy quoted this figure. It's where the guy quoted this figure, 206,941. Let's see if that's the same. Where's Foghorn and Leghorn at? All right, hold on for a second. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. 200K plus bonuses. Right there on Girl Math. Girl Math. Now, here's the thing. Let's be honest, man. And I forgot my banner. My editor's going to be upset with me. All right, so I'll try to put the banner up here. I'm pretty sure somebody told me this. Let's just say, because she just took the median salary of a job. But you know, like at your job, you might be doing three people's job. When you do three people's job, you don't get a bump in income. You don't say, oh, okay, Tammy and DeQuarius left. All right, so you're going to do your job, Tammy and DeQuarius' job. You don't take their salary. You don't take their salary. They don't be like, oh, okay, these two people left. We're going to dice up their responsibilities and we'll give you a portion of their salary. They don't do that. They basically like, you want to keep your job? You're going to do it with not much extra income. Let me just say it like this. If you had a we'll talk to the women. If you had like a place where you get your mani and pedi, and that place charges you $250 for a set, a mani, and a pedi. All right, you get the whole stone mani, pedi, and all that shit, the massage. And then they came up to you and they said, you can get a package of 10, but the package of 10 would be $2,500. Now, let me tell you something. If you pay in advance, right here, this is what they're telling you. If you pay in advance for 10 sessions of your mani-pedi, that costs $250. But if you pay in advance for a session of a package of 10, it'll be $2,500. You will look at them crazy. Why? Why would you look at them crazy? Because you're saying, why would I pay 10 in advance at full price? What's the incentive of paying for 10 at full price? That doesn't make sense. You would have to give me an incentive to pay for full price, which means you would take the $250 and reduce it, then you would multiply by 10. You would say, I will give you a discount in advance for paying in advance. So instead of $250, it's now $170. Now it's $1,700 for a session, a package of 10. Do you see what I'm saying? You give a discount. You don't just lump it all in and then just throw in and be like, pay full price and pay all in advance. But that's what she did. This is what she did. She just basically took everybody's top salary or median salary and plugged it in and added it up. All right. Like, bruh, you can't do that. You can't say what a night nurse would do and a homemaker would do, a housekeeper, a teacher, full-time. You can't take everybody's full-time salary and plug that in. You would have to give a discount. You would have to say, well, if you want this, now if I paid for all 6 of these, I would just pay for all 6 of these full-time people instead of yo goofy ass to break graham crackers. I would hire a private chef. I would hire a housekeeper, a separate one, and they're going to do it good instead of your lazy ass. So you would have to give me a discount. You would have to say, let's lump this into a salary that is fair and equitable and literally possible. Or I would pay this to each one of these individuals. What's the difference between, why would I just not pay all 6 of these people to do it well instead of your lazy ass that don't take a shower and wearing yoga pants all day? You see what I mean? Like, this is terrible. Economics 101. And this is why women are getting outsourced. This is why women aren't finding men to marry, because they like, I could just pay 6 different women to get it. And a JUCO bitch to wax my dick off at the end of the night, as opposed to deal with you complaining and bullshitting and not shaving your legs and your punani for me to hit that gut tonight. Not staying in shape, not losing weight, not being quiet. All right, because when Rosalinda comes over, she don't talk to me and complain. She does her job and she don't say shit. When my JUCO come over, she come over and toot her butt up and she don't complain. When the night nurse come over, she's sitting there and night nurses and don't tell me that she needs to go out for date night. She don't ask for purses. She don't ask for a new car. She don't ask me to do extra shit. I would just pay for that person at their rate instead of deal with you. So as a result, you're going to have to reduce your rate. You can't just take the full-time rate. So you would have to say something, okay, I'll take $50K. I'll take $75K guaranteed for 10 years, which is not what I'm doing. I'm marrying you for years. So let's do 10 years at $50K. Let's do a contract. Can't just take the top incomes or the median incomes and lump them in and draw a line at the bottom and then put a plus next to it. Not only that, you made that bullshit up. All right, but this is what men are dealing with. Now, trust me, we're going to get to the point where this is going to be discussed. And women will say, we want to be traditional moms, but we want money. We want to be paid. So this is where you're going to get your traditional mom. Traditional stay-at-home mom. She going to want to get paid. Not only that, you get to live in this house and run the air conditioning, so I need to deduct from that. You have expenditures too. The teacher has expenditures. Rosalinda has vacuum cleaner bags. We have expenditures for you to do this job. You can't just take income and then me, because when Rosalinda comes over, she brings her own motherfucking Windex. She brings her own cleaning cloths. She has expenses that need to be deducted from this. But instead, you're going to benefit from me housing you, sheltering you, securing you, having you up, sitting all up under the air conditioning all day. Where's those expenses at? Where are those expenses at? You just going to take a salary and then me pay the expenses on top of it? Man, please. These people crazy, fam. They don't know. This is why I can't have Kamala Harris be the president. Because they know nothing about basic economics. They just come up here, pull some shit out of their ass, and say, you need to pay, and that's my worth. It's not. It's not. You're not running a business. You're not even deducting expenses at all. And then you're going to want me to pay the extra expenses. It's crazy. Yep. Rosalinda bring the pledge, the Windex. She bring the vacuum cleaner, the broom. She don't use none of my shit when she comes and cleans. She brings her own shit. And she's responsible for it. I don't pay for the extra shit. Rosalinda brings that. Anybody that I have that cooks in my house, they bring the food. I don't pay for the food. I might pay for the groceries, the delivery, but you got to bring the pots and the pans and the goddamn wok and all of the stirring spatulas and shit like that. Right? Come on, bro. But of course, I made too much sense and people aren't going to hear me out. With this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times and the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.